Top 10 stones that look like abstract paintings. Not all masterpieces are framed and hung on museum walls. Some are buried beneath our feet, sculpted not by human hands, but by the patient forces of the earth. In this list, we explore 10 extraordinary rocks that could rival any painting. Rocks so rich in color, texture, and imagination that they seem painted by nature herself. These aren't just rocks, they're geological works of art, often no more than 2 to 4 inches across, but bursting with expression like entire murals frozen in time. Remember to press and hold the like button, leave a comment, and hit subscribe before we begin. Ranked 10th, Bumblebee Jasper, Volcanic Beauty. Bumblebee Jasper isn't a jasper, which makes it unforgettable. Born from volcanic vents in West Java, Indonesia, the stone is a rare combination of sulfur, hematite, arsenic, and manganese oxide. The result? A visual explosion of yellow, black, orange, and gray that looks more like a painting by nature's most rebellious artist than a mineral specimen. Its swirling, layered patterns resemble the warning stripes of a wasp, the fumes of an erupting volcano, or the feathers of an ancient firebird that have never been recorded in history. No two stones are exactly alike. One slice might resemble a lightning bolt, another a dragon's wing. And despite its stunning appearance, Bumblebee Jasper carries a certain edge, literally. In its raw form, its elements can be toxic, but when sealed and polished, it becomes safe to touch and incredibly powerful to hold. This stone challenges you. Be bold, move, and burn with instinct. Metaphysically, it is associated with the solar plexus, the seat of personal power and will. Physically, it hums as if it still remembers the warmth of the Earth's breath. Bumblebee Jasper was not created in still waters or under gentle pressure. It came from fire, poison, pressure, and a place where life should not grow. And yet, here it is. Brilliant, dangerous, alive. To hold one is to have a challenge. It does not whisper beauty, it roars with beauty. For those who collect not just stones but stories, Bumblebee Jasper is a stone that challenges you to be more. Ranked 9th, Plume Agate, Earth's most peaceful masterpiece. Plume Agate whispers in shapes that only patience can hear. Within the transparent stone, often the color of storm glass or warm honey, floats delicate shapes that resemble feathers, coral, or slow-moving smoke. These are more than just visual effects. Mineral clusters suspended within the agate in frozen motion, like silence-shaped. A 1.5-inch slice of this agate can feel like looking into the forgotten breath of the earth. Unlike moss or tree-like agates that stretch across flat surfaces, the clusters in this stone grow in depth, branching like trees, swirling like ink in water, hanging in layers as if painted by time itself. And when held to the light, those internal patterns come alive, casting shadows and revealing depths not visible on the surface. Plume Agate is powerful, almost meditative. It not only calms the mind, it slows the heart. For many, it is a stone of stillness, of connection, something ancestral, something sacred. Its most prized forms come from places like Graveyard Point, Idaho, where the golden plumes flicker like tiny flames suspended in the crystal air. In some large slabs over 4 inches long, entire forests of plumes can be seen under magnification, every detail like brushstrokes on glass. Plume agate is a radical departure from what most people expect in a gemstone. It doesn't sparkle, it doesn't show off, it simply exists, subtle, soft, and stunningly beautiful. It's more than a mineral. It's a meditation, and if you let it, it will teach you to see stillness, not just feel it. Ranked 8th, Brecciated Jasper, where fractures become strength. Brecciated Jasper isn't known for its symmetry or sparkle, but for its ability to survive breakage. At first glance, a polished piece measuring just over 2 inches long looks like a mosaic. Red jasper shards, mustard yellow shards, black hematite streaks, and milky white quartz veins pressed together in a chaotic, beautiful patchwork. But it's not decoration, it's geology. Millions of years ago, tectonic forces fractured jasper deep within the earth, and mineral-rich fluids seeped through the cracks, slowly healing what was broken. What you see now isn't a flaw, it's a memory. The name comes from breccia, meaning broken stone. But this stone tells a different story. Not of destruction, but of recovery. Each sharp edge is softened over time, and each crevice is filled with iron and silica, creating something uniquely bold, solid, and alive. The crimson speaks of strength, the lack of stability, and the gold of transformation. Spiritually, it is considered a healing stone that helps you reclaim your energy while reminding you that healing doesn't mean erasing the past. It means integrating it. Brecciated Jasper is a testament. The earth cracked open and chose to heal itself through beauty. And when you hold it, it invites you to do the same. Ranked 7th, Mookaite Jasper, Australia's ancient spirit in stone. Formed over 120 million years ago from fossilized seabeds and silica-rich sediments, this living stone captures the very spirit of the outback. Each 2-inch polished stone is painted in bold, unpretentious hues: mustard yellow, iron red, cream, ochre, and even a touch of dusty mauve. The patterns don't blend. They clash like layers of desert wind pressed against the stone. What sets Mookaite apart from other jasper is its color palette and its presence. It feels visceral, like the first path a wandering soul has traveled. When you hold a 3-ounce slab in your hand, you feel the warmth before your skin touches it. It's not magic, it's iron, it's memory, it's sunlight from 100 million years ago, still beating in your hands. The patterns often mirror the cliffs of Western Australia, where it was mined. Earth-toned waves frozen in motion, as if the landscape could tell a story in silence. For those drawn to spirituality, Mookaite enhances intuition and decision-making, not mystically, but in the way a path becomes more apparent when the dust settles. It doesn't whisper to you, it calms you. Jasper Mookaite tells you, this is who you are and where you've been. It doesn't try to be perfect, it just is, ancient, rooted, and truly unapologetic. Ranked 6th, Laguna Agate, Earth's most exquisitely banded stone. Laguna Agate is precision, patience, and pattern set in stone. Found in the sun-scorched hills of Chihuahua, Mexico, this agate is often hailed as the most vividly banded agate on Earth. The bands are incredibly tight and purposeful, wrapping around each other like perfectly measured contour lines on a map or pen strokes that took millions of years to complete. The colors are equally stunning: candy apple reds, coral oranges, deep pinks, soft lavenders, and creamy whites blend in rhythmic layers that look more painted than shaped. Yet none of it is designed, at least not by human hands. These stones were created deep within ancient volcanic gas pockets, where silica-rich fluids layered slowly, molecule by molecule, over millennia. The result? Some of the most exquisite geological patterns on the planet. In high-quality specimens, collectors have counted more than 60 bands per inch, so delicate and sharp that they draw your eye like trails through a dream world. A 6-ounce slab of Laguna Agate doesn't sparkle or glow. It whispers, it draws you inward. It doesn't scream for attention. It simply invites you to trace its lines, and in doing so, to understand that the earth, even in silence, is always composing. Ranked 5th, Picture Jasper, landscapes hidden in stone. Inside each picture, jasper is a story, etched not in ink but in iron and time. The stone doesn't flash or sparkle like other gemstones. Instead, it transports you into quiet landscapes captured in its layered structure. Vast hills, canyon ridges, dry riverbeds, and even what appears to be a wild horse galloping across a sandstone plain. These aren't random patterns. They're sedimentary memories formed over millions of years, compressed by the Earth's pressure, and stained with iron oxides and soft ochres, dark browns, and charcoal lines. It's as if the Earth took a picture of itself and then encased it in stone. Picture Jasper feels intentional, even orchestrated. The bands and shapes are steady in place, like a desert's horizon or a distant dune's curve. And when cut precisely, a 0.25-inch thick slab held to the light, you see not just a stone, but a world. It's like working with ancient, natural art for jewelers and collectors. But for more introverted people, Picture Jasper is more than that. A meditation. A polished 2.5-ounce stone is like holding stillness itself, a message from a planet that existed long before us, saying, "This is what the Earth remembers." Picture Jasper isn't just beautiful, it's humble. It's not here to impress. It's here to remind you. And that may be the rarest quality of all. Ranked fourth, Crazy Lace Agate, the dancing stone. Within each polished slice of Crazy Lace Agate lies a choreography of color and movement. Cream rings, rusty red rays, and ochre bands, all twisting and folding like a dancer in mid-twist. Crazy Lace refuses to follow the rules. It's improvisational, more jazz than classical, more flamenco than waltz. Yet despite its name, there's nothing random about it. Each wild swirl and zigzag was formed deep beneath the limestone of Chihuahua, Mexico, where silica-rich water has frozen over millions of years into rock that vibrates with movement. Some 3-inch cabochons reveal hundreds of microscopic bands, layered so tightly together that they resemble a moving topographic map. When you hold a piece of crazy lace in your hand, perhaps a 4-ounce slab polished to a brilliant shine, you don't feel calm, you feel alive. It's often called the laughing stone or the stone of joy. Even if you don't believe in metaphysical properties, there's something undeniably uplifting about it. Designers love its unpredictability. Gemologists revere its complexity. Crazy Lace Agate is the Earth's way of reminding us that beauty isn't always in straight lines or symmetry. Sometimes it's in movement, spontaneity, and a playful chaos of color and curve. This stone doesn't just sit still, it performs. And if you pay attention, it invites you to move with it. Ranked third, Picasso Jasper, the stone that thinks in lines. Named after the legendary artist, Picasso Jasper doesn't just resemble abstract art, it embodies it. Each 2-inch polished slice reveals sharp black lines, intersecting with pale grays, smoky ivories, ochres, and soft blues. Not in a swirling pattern like most jasper, but in a bold, fractured grid that resembles Cubist architecture or a city map seen from above. The visual tension is striking. It's as if the Earth took a paintbrush and painted silently, under pressure, over millions of years. Picasso Jasper is a metamorphic rock, unlike traditional jasper, which forms in sedimentary layers. It begins as limestone, then transforms under extreme heat and pressure into marble, with veins of iron and manganese running through it like brushstrokes created by tectonic shifts. And that's what makes it so fascinating. This is not a static stone. It thinks. It's intriguing. It challenges the viewer to see mountains, bones, paths, and landscapes. Designers and collectors love it for its color palette and its power to provoke interpretation. A small 1.5-inch pendant can feel like a painting of unfinished ideas. Spiritually, it's considered a stone of transformation and clarity, calming the mind yet refreshing the spirit. Picasso Jasper. This is a unique stone. It doesn't try to dazzle or overwhelm. It sketches, questions, and reflects. Picasso Jasper isn't just a gemstone you wear. It's a stone that invites you to stay a little longer and think. Ranked second, Pietersite A, storm trapped in stone. Pietersite doesn't whisper, it roars. In every Pietersite, you'll see a storm in motion. Streaks of gold tearing through deep navy, crimson clouds swirling beneath streaks of gray and silver. The patterns don't follow straight lines or neat layers. They twist and break like lightning in the midnight sky. Known as the Tempest Stone, Pietersite is an agate mixed with strands of crocidolite, like tiger's eye. But here the structure has been broken and reassembled by tremendous geologic pressure. The result is chaotic chatoyancy, shifting light, energy, and movement that seem to pulse with life. Tilting the 3-ounce stone is like watching a storm cloud change shape. Each angle reveals a different flow of movement. Pietersite is not a calm stone. It doesn't soothe. It awakens. Designers pursue it for its unpredictability. Gemologists admire it for its complexity. Spiritually, it is said to dissolve emotional stagnation, allowing energy to flow freely again. And honestly, it feels that way. Holding it is like having the weather. Most of the world's Pietersite comes from Namibia, mined from rugged deposits that look dull on the outside, but burn like fire underwater when cut and polished. This stone doesn't sparkle gently. It flashes like lightning. Pietersite is one of the boldest natural statements the earth can make. It's not a gemstone to wear quietly. It's a stone that demands your attention. And if you're brave enough to face it, it will show you what it means to live life to the fullest without regret. In the first place, Ocean Jasper, the stone that teaches you to breathe. Ocean Jasper isn't just beautiful. It feels alive. When you hold one in your hand, it feels like you're having a piece of the ocean floor that's somehow still breathing. The spheres ripple across the surface in seafoam green, coral pink, honey yellow, and tidal blue. These aren't random patterns. They look like plankton colonies, coral reefs, or the memory of waves frozen in stone. What makes Ocean Jasper genuinely unique isn't just how it looks, but how it forms. It's found in just one remote location in Madagascar, and it's only accessible at low tide when the sea retreats to reveal it. That rhythm with the ocean, the pulse between land and water, is imprinted on the stone. Each 3-ounce palm stone bears tight spheres or flowing waves, like underwater currents you can trace with your finger. It's calming, but not heavy. It calms you the way breathing does, like standing at the ocean's edge after a storm has passed. It's often called the stone of mindful breathing, which lives up to that name. Ocean Jasper doesn't demand your attention, it gently draws you inward, and that's why it deserves the top spot on this list. Not because it's the flashiest or most expensive, but because it offers something. It reconnects you to stillness, to presence, to the quiet rhythms of the earth. Ocean Jasper reminds you to slow down and breathe in a world that moves too fast.